Well, we know from police officials that this happened because a car packed with explosives very close to that marketplace went off mid-morning. All of the dead, it appears, were civilians, including, as you say, women and children. There's been lots of discussions since then through the day on the Pakistani news channels, for example, as to what the target would have been, because, as I say, all of those people killed were civilians. There were suggestions early on that it was close to the offices of a political agent, but that it was still some distance away. There were no security forces or any bases of security forces close by. But unfortunately, it's not as if there haven't been attacks in the past where civilians have very much been the target. So that debate is going on, and we still don't know any more about what the motive was and even who carried this out, because nobody's come forward to say they were responsible.
It seems that periodically we report these incidences. What kind of reaction does it have amongst the public in terms of calls for this to stop?
Well, of course, it appalls people every time, particularly attacks like this where civilians bear the brunt of the attacks. But, you know, Pakistanis have got used to this over the years. Over the last 5 years or so, hundreds of people a year have been killed in these militant attacks. Sometimes groups claim to have carried them out as revenge against operations against them. Sometimes civilians are just caught up in infighting between different militant groups, and that might have been the case in this area in Jamrud, very close to the Afghan border. But really, Pakistanis feel powerless to stop it. But there have been calls recently for the government to do much more, not just in reaction to attacks like this, but in terms of putting the people away, putting the people who perpetrate these attacks away in jail, because that is seen as the main problem here. Those who carry out these attacks are not punished. Those who plan them are not put away in jail. And that's something that Pakistan still hasn't got to grips with.